fellas, what's not as attractive or sexy as women think it is? Calling yourself a crazy bitch. I appreciate honesty in advertising. My last ex told me when we were getting together, dude, I am broken as fuck. I was like, fuck, so am I, even though I don't just come out and say, listen, boys and girls, if they warn your ass ahead of time, you fucking believe them. Edit. Also, I'm almost through dating witches. The last two took a troubled heart and they fucked it to pieces. If the next witch girl I date breaks my heart, I'm done. Like 90% sure this time. Playing hard to get. I will give up. Playing hard to get is one of the worst things anyone can do, as it totally undermines the mentality of no means no and replaces it with no means try harder. When no can sometimes mean yes, suddenly there's room for misinterpretation. Edit. Not going to reply to every comment, but it's concerning me that I'm seeing a fair few instances of some people I'm actually into that. Here's the problem with that. If you say no to someone when you mean chase me, and end up with them, you're rewarding their disregard of your no, which then conditions them and creates a personal belief that no isn't always a word to be respected. That's something they'll then carry forward to everyone they meet after you. The next woman they're interested in might say no and really mean it, but because of what they learned from you, they disregard her no and keep pushing. Even if it really works out and they're with you for the rest of their lives. How did you meet your spouse? Is a really common conversation, and in that conversation, they spread around that idea that you shouldn't listen when a potential partner says no, and others may listen to them even more because of how it worked out for you. In short, saying no means try harder for you personally isn't just about you personally. Underrated comment right there. Being respectful of women, I'm going to immediately take aloofness. Hard to get or negging as straight up rejection. Maybe jerks and narcissists often get with desirable women because they don't give up. I've started to take soft no's as absolute rejections because I don't want to come off as a creep. If I ask a girl out and she says maybe some other time or I'm too busy to date right now, then I'll back off as surely as if she said fuck off creep. If she's actually interested and is actually just too busy, then she can reach out to me. That hasn't happened yet, but that's how I roll. Hell, I've given up on women that, in retrospect, were sending me clear I am interested signals because I didn't want to be too forward. Hard to get just gets flushed. For me, it's not about motivation. It's not wanting to be anything remotely like Harvey Weinstein combined with a general level of obliviousness that's tied to my lack of belief that anyone would be remotely interested. It's a mighty powerful combination. Pretending to not notice me. This trend has caught on something fierce after getting my tips frosted. They're probably just intimidated because you're too hot. I love how everyone else's reaction to frosted tips is Guy Fieri, and my first thought was everyone I knew in 1999. Intentionally difficult to read signals of interest. I don't consider myself dumb at all, but I'm no genius either. If it feels like I'm trying to decode hieroglyphs with you, I'm probably gonna give up. I chased someone for months. We did manage a hot date or two and then I was ghosted. I tried and tried, but nothing. I later got married and when we did finally catch up, she told me I was always here, like I gave up. The mind. It boggles. Acting dumb, if it is an act. Up talk. Baby voice should be included into this. My college roommate and his girlfriend would talk to each other in baby voices. Drove the rest of us mad. Of course they waited till shortly after graduation to break up. I used to hate it too, but I'm in the happiest relationship I've ever been in ever, and I never thought I'd ever talk like that, but I'm practically a cartoon now. And it does not suit either of us. Me being a not pretty tomboy vibe and him being a hairy man almost 30. It's also the only relationship I've had where we can talk over breakfast for hours about shallow things, deep things, or anything we feel and just have a good time, with very serious enunciated adult voices. When I was in other relationships they were short, and it just wasn't comfortable. I'd be very adult and mature all the time, and in hindsight, that's pretty much being professional and respectful, which is good but definitely not a sign of love or affection. Maybe it's just me, but I never thought I'd concede to something I used to despise, but he's my smoosh baby beanbag of love and cuddles and I love him. However, someone talking like that to someone they do not know and just met to be cute or endearing is still obnoxious, awkward and tragic. Used to know a girl for years that I thought was a moron. One day she shows me her Excel spreadsheet about how much faster she will get a car if she clicks in early and leaves late. Flash forward a month and I go to get food where she works and see her getting told off by the manager for working extra. She uses the most innocent voice to say, "Oh my god, I had no idea that would affect my pay. I thought I just got paid for what I was scheduled and was trying to help." Playing hard to get. Man, I absolutely hate that and I know many agree with me. Edit. Thank you so much to everyone who commented, upvoted, and awarded me. Very much appreciated. Also ghosting a man, or woman, or other, when you're in a relationship or dating. It's not fun when they do it to you. It's not fun when you do it to them. You're not playing hard to get. You're just telling the person you like that they're not important enough to get back to in a timely manner. If you're busy, that's cool. If you don't want to talk, that's cool too. If you're not as interested as we are, sucks but a-okay. Just say so. Same goes for one-word replies, especially K, when you're miffed. We're notoriously bad mind readers and the only difference between us is that most of the time we won't question you, we'll just feel badly. Also, remember that people can see when you're typing. The fake lips. They look stupid. My former flatmate, F32, insisted that any men who pretend they don't like the fake lips is lying, that all of them secretly go crazy over it and that I am a fool for not knowing that I'm a woman too. So unless you are all in denial, I think I just won an argument. Edit. Of course I know some men like it and no judgment, you do you. My point is precisely that she was convinced it was a universal fact. Which, and that was my argumentation to her, says everything about her essentialist conception of gender, and nothing, of course, about what men as a diverse group tend to like. But my logic did not win her over, because I'm not a man myself. They look horrible. The sad part is Kylie Jenner was able to illegally manipulate millions of girls' women by getting surgery and implants and then saying it was from her lip kit. How that wasn't prosecuted is beyond me. Don't compare us to an ex. Even if we have a bigger dick, you're just building paranoia that we're constantly being compared to someone else. Edit. Holy shit, thank you for all the upvotes. And awards. IDK what the light bulb is, but I appreciate it. Fuck you EXS. Maybe literally or figuratively. My first girlfriend and her mom always accidentally called me by her ex's name for the first 5 months of our relationship. I broke up with her after 6 months together. She was my first GF. I already had low self-confidence, was trying to figure out the whole dating thing, and they made me question if I was just a replacement for the ex. We both looked alike apparently. Unfortunately, 13 years later, I was 16 then, now I'm 29. I still haven't been in a good relationship. Maybe it was a sign for what my future romantic life would hold. This sounds like something you'd read in a Cosmo article. 15 ways to see if he really likes you. Putting other girls down. Gross. Playing hard to get and then asking why you aren't interested in them. Just fucking insane. Somewhat related, but I had a girlfriend who, at the start of the relationship, stated she was serious about her Christian values and didn't want to have sex until marriage. Alright, I'm cool with that. I'm more in it for companionship anyway, so I never pushed the issue. Then when the relationship ended, she complained that I never made any moves. Like, what do you want? I respected your values. Sorry, I guess. Playing games and hard to get. I want someone who wants to be with me. Also, I'm not gonna get jealous if another guy flirts with you. If anything, it makes me feel good knowing that you want me over some guy I see as more attractive than myself. If you start flirting back to make me feel jealous, well, fuck you. When they think being crazy is like a positive or attractive thing. Like yeah, I punch my boyfriend if he doesn't pay attention to me, I'm quirky lol. Like no, you're just toxic. Abuse isn't funny when women do it, and I wish we'd quit normalizing it. Granted, we're getting better. Like when Cardigan talked about how crazy she was like it was a joke and not an abusive relationship. Do unto others, man. The Kardashian look. Pumped up lips and a disproportionately large butt are a huge turn off for me. It's just not natural. Reverting to the baby voice. Whitlow lady? You got a sister that talks normal or something? Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.